Terrible news from Target Field. Royce Lewis tears his ACL, a partial tear in the same right knee. He's out for the season. Lot to talk about. What it means for Royce, what it means for the Twins, what it means for the trade deadline, what it means for next offseason in 2023, and more importantly, 2022. All of that coming up on today's episode of Locked On Twins.
You are Locked On Twins, your daily Minnesota Twins podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And welcome to the Locked On Minnesota Twins podcast. Today is Friday, June 10th, and I'm your gracious host, Nash Walker. Thank you for making Locked On Twins your first listen every day. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast. I've been hosting this podcast for 3 seasons. I've been writing at Twins Daily for 4 seasons, and I've seen some hardship. I've seen some injuries, certainly some season-ending injuries, but man, this one hits different today. Royce Lewis, partial ACL tear in the same knee. He's out for the season. He's going to get surgery again for the second year in a row on that knee. And this will be 3 seasons where Royce Lewis has missed significant time, basically the whole season after the COVID shutdown in 2020, the torn ACL in 2021, and now another torn ACL in 2022. There's a lot to break down here. From Royce's perspective, they always say in life, like I try to live this way, and I know people try to live this way and they live by this, and I think it does help a lot of the time that don't worry about things you can't control. That's what we always hear. You can't control that, so don't worry about it. If you can't control it, there's no reason in getting worked up over it. And I think it's good advice. Like it's going to save you stress because we so often worry about things that we have no control over, but it's much easier said than done. For Royce Lewis, he can't control what happened in 2020 with the COVID season. He can't control what happened in 2021 with the ACL. He can't control what happened in 2022 with another ACL tear. He can't control these things, and now he has to worry about it. He just wants to play baseball, and the things he has been able to control, which is his rehab, his attitude, his production on the field, check. All A pluses. His attitude is second to none. I've never seen anything like it, and this may sound like, I don't know, it may sound weird, but I try to live my life that way too. I try to always stay positive, and I always try to have enthusiasm, and I try to find the positives in things like Royce Lewis does. So a lot of his aura and his character, they're things that remind me of how I try to live and how I want to be. And for him, and I think he's a year older than me, he might be like 6 months or a year older than me. That's how I want to live my life. And if I was Royce Lewis, I don't know how it would feel right now. It would be really hard to remain positive, and he's done that. At least, for right now, he's in the clubhouse. He's laughing and saying he's not scared of the surgery because he's done it before. He did it last year, so he's not scared of ACL surgery, and it just shows who he is. That's been the biggest thing with Royce Lewis. We've seen since he became a Twin, first overall pick in 2017. Is the immense talent, yes, but the character, and we hear about it all the time because it's true. Top notch. And Dick Bramer just tweeted that he's the type of person championship teams are built around. I couldn't agree more. Royce Lewis is the type of player and the type of person you want to build around and you want on your team. He reminds me of Byron Buxton in a lot of ways, and those two have become extremely close and are the future of the Minnesota Twins, quite frankly, on the position player side, especially just like on an everyday basis side. Royce Lewis and Byron Buxton, the future of the Minnesota Twins, right there. And Royce Lewis and Byron Buxton have both been dealt terrible hands, like a lot of, and Aaron Gleeman wrote about this, a lot of Twins top prospects dealt horrific hands on the injury front. Royce Lewis is not exempt from that. The number 1 pick in 2017 sucks for him. He just wants to play. He just wants to play baseball. He wants to be healthy. I'm sure he's so sick of rehabbing, sitting out, preparing the long road ahead. Now it's 12 months before he'll be ready to go again. And that'll be 3 seasons where he didn't get to play more than a month and a half or 2 months regularly. as positive as he is and as optimistic as he is, and as much as I think Royce Lewis is going to get through this and be just fine on the other side, it's really hard to not be extremely frustrated. And I'm sure he is. And for Twins fans who are frustrated today and, upset for Royce Lewis, being him right now has got to be so upsetting. It has to be. When you work that hard and you come back and you're playing exceptional baseball, he's playing so well, And never has the future at shortstop for the Twins looked brighter than when Royce Lewis came up and then Carlos Correa returned. And it's like, what do you even do? Oh, Royce Lewis gets sent down because we have like the best shortstop in the world on our team as well. It's like, it's gone in a day, it feels like. And I don't think all is lost on 2022 for the Twins. They still have Carlos Correa. There are now questions, especially for 2023, but at this trade deadline and in the second half, things that are very important, and this is significant for the Twins' decision-making. Let's talk about that after this word from LinkedIn Jobs. As the sun comes out and small businesses are back in business, LinkedIn Jobs makes it easier to grow your team. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the people you want to interview faster and for free. Create a job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 810 million people. Then add your job in the purple hashtag hiring frame to your LinkedIn profile to spread the word that you're hiring so your network can help you find the right people to hire. Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedonmlb. That's linkedin.com/lockedonmlb to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. We have an important favor to ask you. We put together a survey so we can learn more about listeners like you and make your favorite Locked On podcast even better. This is your opportunity to tell us what you like and don't like about Locked On podcasts. Go to lockedonpodcasts.com/survey right now to get started. It won't take very long, and everyone that completes the survey can qualify for a chance to win one of 10 $100 Ticketmaster gift cards. To take our audience survey, go to lockedonpodcast.com/survey. Thank you for your help. What does this mean for shortstop in the future for the Twins? I've thought that from the day he signed and the day he fit in instantly with this clubhouse, the Twins should extend Carlos Correa. If you get an opportunity to extend Carlos Correa, you do that. Now, we've never seen the Twins hand out more than, I think, $50 million to a free agent. And Carlos Correa is not a free agent, but we have never seen it. We've never seen a contract that Carlos Correa would demand. We've never seen the Twins sign that type of contract for anybody. Joe Meyer got $184 million. Add another $100 million for Carlos Correa. He probably cost $280 million to sign. And, I'm looking at 9-10 years, $250 to $300 million. I don't know if they would do it, but it made sense, even with Royce Lewis. I will say when Royce started raking at AAA and then came up and looked so good for the Twins, it made Correa look more expendable for 2023. But I still thought if you have an inside track to lock up Carlos Correa, who's 27 years old and still in his prime, if you can lock him up with Byron Buxton for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and at the end of it, I'm sure he won't be Carlos Correa, but for at least 5 years together in their primes, like into their early 30s, you take that opportunity. Maybe you move Royce Lewis to third, or Lewis plays center, and he wasn't center when he got hurt. He ran into the wall. Put him in left, put him somewhere else. But when Royce was playing a strong shortstop and hitting this year, I thought, okay, if they don't re-sign Correa, that's fine. And Royce Lewis will be their shortstop. And we're going to be really excited to watch Royce Lewis play shortstop every single day for the next 6 years for the Twins, 6+, however long he was going to be a Twin, and still will be a Twin. I don't want to talk in like absolutes for Royce Lewis. Like, if there's anybody I'm confident in coming back from 2 ACL surgeries and getting it done, it's Royce Lewis, because he's already done it once. We already saw him do it. So I'm not going to be surprised at all if he comes back in June next year and he's hitting like he was this year and he's an instant contributor to the Twins lineup. But now it's who's playing shortstop next year for the Twins. You certainly can't rely on Lewis for at least the first half. I mean, even the second half, that's 2 ACL surgeries already questions about shortstop. I know he looked pretty good there, but this is a second ACL surgery. So now it's who's playing shortstop. Austin Martin is not a shortstop. Spencer Steer, not a shortstop. They don't have another shortstop other than Nick Gordon, Jorge Polanco, Jermaine Palacios. I mean, those are their shortstop options. So now it makes more sense than ever to, for the first time in franchise history, spend big money on Carlos Correa. Maybe I'm just so dumb for even suggesting that they would do that. But Jim Pohlad really likes Carlos Correa. That was the report. Correa loves the Twins. The Twins love him. The ideal scenario here is you lock up Correa long-term, and he still is under contract for next year, but he's expected to opt out and go into free agency. And maybe he won't, but if he doesn't, that means that he didn't have a very good year for the Twins, and we're hoping that's not the case. So the ideal scenario is Correa has a really good season, that from this point forward, he is who the Twins signed as one of the best players in the world at shortstop, at the plate. He leads them into October, performs in October. The Twins win a couple games even in October and play winning baseball in the postseason. That doesn't mean a World Series, but just give us a taste of some winning baseball in the postseason with Carlos Correa. The Twins re-sign him this offseason to a long-term deal. He plays shortstop for the Twins. Royce Lewis comes back next summer, and he is ingrained at third, or he's ingrained in center field, or he's ingrained in left field, or somewhere else that's not shortstop. He's Carlos Correa's main backup at shortstop. If Correa misses a day or needs time off, it's Royce Lewis filling in for him. And you have both of them in the lineup with Byron Buxton next year. That's the ideal scenario. The Twins are in a tough spot now because I think their plans have been derailed. It's bad news for the Twins. It's awful news for Royce Lewis. It's definitely true. I mean, that's for him more than anybody. And for the Twins, they have to pivot now. And maybe they weren't expecting to have to go to Jim Pohlad and say, listen, we need to come up with an offer for Carlos Correa because we're going to be looking for another stopgap shortstop, and you are going to get much worse than Carlos Correa at shortstop. And it's hard to envision this infield being better next year. Now that Royce Lewis is out and Correa is likely to opt out and unlikely to be a Twin next year, it's hard to envision this team, this offense, this infield looking better in 2023, which is never where you want to be. The point of this year was give yourself a chance to compete while not breaking down on the future, and also stepping toward 2023, becoming better in 2023. Offensively, now it looks like that's going to be difficult to do unless they keep Correa. So that's where that changes. I do want to talk more about this infield and what it could look like in 2023. And most importantly, I know what it could look like for the rest of 2022 and what the Lewis injury means for the rest of this year, maybe even the trade deadline. Let's do that after this word from Athletic Greens. What is this stuff? With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help you start your day right. This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All the things. Athletic Greens is tasty and it's lifestyle friendly. Whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free, contains less than 1 gram of sugar with no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting good. Supports better sleep quality and recovery, plus it supports mental clarity and alertness. It's the one thing with the best things. Athletic Greens uses the best of the best products based on the latest science with constant product iterations and third-party testing. Plus, right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop and a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/MLB Network. Again, that's athleticgreens.com/MLB Network to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting stats and sports info. Find all of the latest sports developments, news, and odds, including this year's basketball championship matchup, the NHL Hockey Conference Finals, Major League Baseball, and of course, all the latest fighting news. You can find that all at betonline.net. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sporting wagering information, including live betting, esports, and more. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends in action. BetOnline is where the game starts. The mobile platform is incredibly easy to use. If you prefer a bigger screen, you can do it on your computer. BetOnline.net is where the game starts. Royce Lewis's injury sucks for 2023. It also sucks for 2022 because he was going to be a weapon, I think, for this team, especially in the second half and into the postseason, adding just another dynamic talent to the lineup. You have three, extremely talented position players at premium positions. Royce Lewis and Carlos Correa are both shortstops, but you have Royce Lewis at third or Royce Lewis bouncing around and remaining in the lineup. You have Byron Buxton in center. That lineup had a chance to be really special with Royce Lewis this year. And you're taking away some of that upside for the lineup without Royce Lewis, because I think when you look at this entire organization, 1 through 40, through the 40-man roster, into the prospects, into the prospect pool, all the way down, I think the highest upside players in this entire organization are Byron Buxton, Carlos Correa, and Royce Lewis. I think those are your three highest upside players, the most talented players in the organization. You look at the tools for Royce Lewis, and of course for Byron Buxton, for Carlos Correa, the athleticism and just the superstardom. Those are the three, I think, in my opinion. Now you took away Royce Lewis from that. So you lose that third, dynamic talent that they were hoping was going to be a difference maker this year. And of course, in 2023, 2024, 2025, and I think he still will be in 2023, 2024, 2025. But in 2022, now you really need Carlos Correa to remain healthy and effective. You really need to stay healthier, period, because if Buxton goes down or, Gio Urshela goes down or Morant or anybody goes down, it's no longer calling up Royce Lewis, because he would have been the first guy up or the first guy to benefit from someone getting a day off or missing time. It's no longer him. Now it's maybe Spencer Steer or, it's Miranda, who's still at the big league level, or Alex Kirilloff, who we still don't know about the wrist, excuse me. So that takes away that. It sucks. I mean, it sucks for everybody. You want to watch Royce Lewis play every single day. You want to watch Royce Lewis play. Royce Lewis wants to play. The Twins want to build around Royce Lewis, and right now it's on hold again for another 12 months. And you hope when he comes back, again, if I were to bet on anybody, coming back from a second ACL surgery, coming back and being a difference maker and bringing himself and presenting himself in the best way every single day, it's Royce Lewis. And we'll see in 12 months. I mean, it'll be a storyline all offseason. It'll change how they operate this offseason clearly, because if Correa opts out, they don't have a shortstop. So it's going to change a lot of things for the Twins. I think it's an extremely significant injury for Lewis and for the organization, because he's their number one pick and he's someone they have relied on building around for multiple years. And it hasn't come together so far because of things out of his control and just bad luck and running into a wall and, slipping on ice in Texas, and it's in COVID. I mean, it's gone about as poorly as it could have gone for things that Lewis can't control. But whatever he's been able to control, he made adjustments this year. Defensively, offensively, he looked amazing. And that's why I think in the future, there's still really a lot of reason at 23 years old to be optimistic about Royce Lewis. I think he's going to still be someone the Twins can build around in the future. It's just on hold for another season. Thank you so much for listening today. Thank you for making Locked On Twins your first listen every day. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make your second listen. The Locked On MLB podcast. Sully is the best. MLB expert Paul Francis Sullivan brings humor, passion, and unique perspective on every team and the biggest stories around the league. Follow the number one daily league-wide podcast, Locked On MLB, on the Odyssey app, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcast. Thanks again for listening. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and go Twins.